Hey, welcome back to the channel, Tea Times for Two, Golf Travel for Couples. Hey, I'm Scott, and I spent the last 40 years as a high school football and golf coach. And my wife Cheryl and I now spend our free time traveling all over the golfing world, trying to find the best golf courses and best resorts. And then we share our experiences with other couples like us who are trying to find the best places to stay and play with the best bang for their buck.
In today's video, Scott and I are kicking off our extensive series in the Myrtle Beach area. Today, we're going to be reviewing the top 5 golf courses in the North Carolina side of the Grand Strand.
So stay tuned. Welcome back. As we begin our Myrtle Beach series, let me start by saying I've been going out to the Grand Strand since 1985. And I've taken many trips over the years since then. I've played well over 100 golf courses in the area, including some great golf courses that no longer exist, like Marsh Harbor and Heather Glen, two of my personal favorites, Bay Tree Plantation, Robbers Roost, Gator Hole, Deer Track, Possum Trot, Farmstead and the Witch, both of which you played the last time we were there. During COVID, I taught Cheryl how to play golf, and then we've taken a couple trips out to Myrtle Beach since then. In fact, one summer we played 33 rounds in 30 days. Is that not a great marriage?
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
But we enjoyed it.
In this series, we'll start off with our top courses in each section of Myrtle Beach, and we'll rate the top 5 in each section based on layout, playability, aesthetics, and value. And then we're going to rate each individual course by itself. So sit back and enjoy as we rate the top 5 courses today on the North Carolina side of the Grand Strand. All right, before we get into our top 5 of the courses that made our top 5 list, let's do a couple of honorable mentions. The first being the Leopard's Chase, part of the 4 courses at the Big Cats at Ocean Ridge Plantation. I really enjoyed the layout and the coquina boulders that Tom Cate used to frame his holes. It was really a pretty layout. Played Lions Paw, Panthers Run, and Tiger's Eye, all of them. But they aren't always, or they weren't always when we played them in the best of conditions, at least not as good as the 5 that made our list, and they kept them just off of our list.
Yeah, and one of them, number 2, would be Sea Trail Plantation. This is a 54-hole complex. It's a Bird, Maples, and Jones course. It also has stay and play options.
Yeah, you can stay at some of the condos there, yeah.
We played all 3 of the courses multiple times, and they're nice, but they're just not quite as nice as the top 5.
Yeah, I think they just fall just a little bit short.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start. Our number 5 course of the top 5 on the North Carolina side of the Grand Strand would be Pearl Golf Links in Calabash, North Carolina. These courses opened in 1987, and the Pearl features 27 holes designed by Dan Maples. For those of you who are Myrtle Beach veterans, you've played quite a few of Dan Maples' courses. He's known for his routings throughout the marshlands and taking advantage of the wildlife in the areas. All 3 courses run along the Calabash River and through the pine trees there. He used the marshes and the forest to frame all of the golf holes, so it's very pleasing to the eye, all 27 holes.
Now, the East course is unique because it features 3 par 3s and 3 par 5s. And this one is probably the most Parkland type course of the...
Yeah, Cheryl's right. If you enjoy playing golf in the trees and all of that, and you want tree-lined golf course, this will be your favorite of the 3. If you like the beauty of the marsh and the wildlife out there and a little bit wider fairways, but a little more challenged because of the water, then you're going to like the other 2 probably a little better. In fact, when I first played it, it was 36 holes, not just 27. So they've lost 9 holes since I went out there the first time. The West course of the 3 nines is probably the longest, which probably makes it play the hardest for a higher handicap player. For Cheryl, it would probably been the hardest because it is much longer, ranging from about 2,600 yards all the way back to 3,600 yards from the tips. But it does have 6 holes that run along the Calabash River and the marsh. So of the 3 nines, it's probably the most scenic, and it was my favorite of the 3.
So the North course is going to have the wider fairways. It's more of a links look out of 3, right?
Yeah.
And I think it ranges from 2,400 to 3,300.
Yeah.
So
So it's about midway between the other two as far as length goes. A lot of wildlife on the course with the marshes. We saw several alligators. In fact, of all the courses on the Grand Strand, other than Oyster Bay, this has probably had the most alligators. She didn't believe me when we first went that you would see alligators everywhere, but
I believe now.
But you believe now.
The course conditions have been great every time we played the Pearl, and the fees are great as well, ranging from about $50 to $70. So
yeah, which you're going to find no matter which package group you use or which tour group you use, or if you just call the pro shops at all of the courses in the Strand, you're going to find that's about normal in the week, $50 to $70. We can't play in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, not a course of this quality for $50. It's insane. So value, if you want value for your buck, Myrtle Beach, the Grand Strand is the place to go to play golf. I mean, we've played all over the world, and you go to Cabo and you're spending $350 to play. You go to Dominican Republic, you're spending $250 plus to play, plus caddy. You know, Vegas even, we paid over $200 to play in Las Vegas. So, you know, this is a steal when it comes to quality golf, and especially at the Pearl.
Absolutely. And they have a really nice clubhouse.
Yeah, it's a really nice clubhouse.
Fully stocked pro shop and bar and grill. So that's nice as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you got something in your closet from there.
Of course I do.
All right, next on our list, coming in at number 4 of the top 5 golf courses on the North Carolina side of Myrtle Beach and the Grand Strand, would be River's Edge Golf Club in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, this is an 18-hole Arnold Palmer design complex with 6 holes running directly along the Charlotte River and marshlands. Very, very pretty golf course.
Yeah, this course is a 2-time top 100 golf course by Golf Digest.
Yeah, in 2023, it was the Myrtle Beach Golf Course Owners Association Golf Course of the Year. Golf Week magazine top 10 in North Carolina. So
yeah, so this one is 5,200 to 6,900 yards.
Yeah, you see on the scorecard behind us here. Hole 9, par 5, Arnie's Revenge, running along the marsh there, is considered one of the top holes in the Grand Strand. You play to the green, and on the bluff is a clubhouse overlooking the marsh and the hole there, so you can see people out eating lunch or enjoying a beverage out there while you're struggling with this golf hole.
Laugh at me.
You've heard, if you've watched our other videos, you know how much I love paspalum grass, and this is one of only a couple of golf courses. I think Pine Lakes, the original granddaddy of them all in Myrtle Beach, has paspalum grass and fairways. Absolutely love it. It's resistant to the salt water. It's like playing off a really fine hitting mat. It's great, and the course was in great shape when we were there.
And speaking of the grill and clubhouse, it's recently renovated. So pro shop, grill, clubhouse, all
brand new. Yeah, and it was really pretty when we were there. In fact, the whole neighborhood's gated community, really big houses, homes out overlooking the river. So it's a really nice setup up there. The golf course itself, again, 6 holes running along the Charlotte River and the marshlands, and Arnie did a great job of weaving the holes in and out. I think the first 6 or 7 holes are in the trees, and then all of a sudden you come out onto the marshland for the next stretch of holes. It's really, really pretty. River's Edge, you can see behind me here, I've got map. If you're staying in North Myrtle Beach, it's about a 30-minute drive, maybe a little more. You can see on the map. But it's definitely worth the drive up there, especially if you pair it with a course in Calabash or Little River on the way back in, which is what we did. Yeah. We played 18 here in the morning, and then Cheryl got an itch to play 18 more, but we went down to Calabash right on the river and had lunch, and I think we played the Pearl.
Another tea time.
Another tea time while we were sitting there eating and watching the boats go by on the Intercoastal Waterway. So, yeah. So if you pair it with another one, I think the first time I paired it with Carolina National, which is a little further out, I showed Cheryl Calabash, the town of Calabash, and we went down on the river, had some fresh seafood, and watched she wanted to go to the gambling boat. I vetoed that one. It wasn't quite the first class.
Recommend that.
Yeah, it's not what you expect in Vegas or even in Mississippi. So if it's a step below Mississippi casinos. All right, number 3 on our list of top 5 golf courses on the North Carolina side of the Myrtle Beach or the Grand Strand is Carolina National Golf Club in Bolivia, North Carolina. This course was opened in 1999, 27 holes designed by Golf Hall of Famer Fred Couples, the Egret, the Ibis, and the Heron Nines. Now, this course is probably the one furthest north away from Myrtle Beach. Maybe Brick Landing might be further north, but well worth your trip up there.
Yeah, definitely. This course does have 6 sets of tees, which is really nice because that is great for all levels of play.
Yeah, running from 3,000 yards all the way back to 7,000 yards. So that's why I picked Carolina National when we first went, when Cheryl was first learning how to play. I didn't want her to get overwhelmed by a course that was way too long. She didn't hit the ball very far starting out, as you would expect. So I picked this one because literally you can play. They have a junior set of tees from 3,000 yards and another set of tees from about 4,200 yards, and then all the way back to the tips from 7,000. So a beginner and a low handicapper can enjoy the same golf course and make it playable, which is really nice. So Fred Couples A+ on that one. The course meanders along the Lockwood Folly River, and it's very scenic with lots of wildlife on it, and it runs through the marsh. So if you're familiar with the salt marshes in the Low Country, you're going to love this golf course.
And Golf Digest rated this with 4.5 stars, and one of the best on the Eastern Seaboard.
Right. And every time that I've played it, the course condition has been top notch, and it's first class operation every time that I've been there. Like I said, it's about an hour north of North Myrtle Beach, but it's really, really worth the drive, especially if you make a day of it. Either you play all 27 there, or we paired it with another course. I think the first time I paired it with River's Edge. Second time, I think we played something closer, maybe River Hills or Brunswick Plantation, something on the way back. But you make a whole day out of it. It's worth the drive up there.
So it's a great value, for the quality of the course that you're getting.
Yeah, you get a great price because you have to drive a long way to go play it. So like we said in our River's Edge, it's great value at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, and it's great for either women or people with a high handicap, but it's also very challenging for someone with a low handicap as well. So, like I said, 6 sets of tees really does help because all levels are going to enjoy it and find it challenging.
Yep. Okay, coming in at number 2 on our list of top 5 golf courses on the North Carolina side of the Grand Strand is Oyster Bay Golf Links in Calabash, North Carolina. Now, this course opened in 1983 and was designed by Dan Maples and Larry Young. It has 18 holes that have just terrific golf along the marsh and the Calabash River.
Yeah, and this one was rated one of the best public courses in North Carolina by Golf Magazine.
Yep, and Zagat rated it America's top, one of America's top golf courses.
As well as Golf Digest rated it one of the best places to play, I believe, in 2005.
Yep. Hole's very, very, very scenic. It's one of my favorites. It's why I played it literally every time I've been to Myrtle Beach. It's extremely scenic with several holes on the marsh, and big surprise to Cheryl, lots and lots of alligators. Lots of them. Yeah. We saw probably 15 or 20 on one hole alone, and hole 15, I think the par 3 over the water. Cheryl was getting ready to hit her tee shot. I think I'll put that video up here just so you can enjoy it. She's getting ready to hit her tee shot, and the gator's swimming right at her.
He was watching me.
He was watching you.
He was like, this is going to be a great tee shot.
Yep.
I will say, if you're somebody that does not want to be around them, don't play this because they are everywhere.
They're everywhere. From about 13 on, you're going to see hundreds, just dozens of them everywhere, especially if you're going in a warm, where it's just starting to warm up and they're getting out of their dens and coming out and getting sun. Yeah, they're everywhere. 17, the island par 3, I hit one probably 8-10 feet.
Yeah.
And there was a 10 to 12 foot gator on the green, so we didn't
waiting for us.
Yeah, we didn't put that one out.
No.
That was a gimme. So we went on to the next hole. So.
Yeah.
Now, the golf course is very playable for all levels of players because they've got multiple sets of tees running from about 4,600 yards to just at 6,700 yards, and it's a par 70. So I think Cheryl really enjoyed the course, especially all the wildlife on it. But it was very playable for her, and it is a challenge for high handicap because you've got to place your golf ball there because the trees, the marsh, you've got to be really, really on your game to play it well.
Yeah, holes 13 through 18 probably is the best stretch of holes in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, in my opinion, I love them. That's why I play it every time. You can't beat that stretch of golf holes. There's for beauty, challenge, and of course the Nature Channel being out there. So yeah, this golf course, Oyster Bay, is now part, or has been for quite a while, part of the Legends Group. If you're not familiar with Myrtle Beach, the Legends Golf Resort out as you come in on 501 has 3 golf courses there, the Parkland, the Moorland, and the Heathland. All 3 are superb. And they also own Heritage Club down in Pawleys Island, which all 5 of them are some of my personal favorites. So first class operation. And drum roll, please. Our number 1 top course on the North Carolina side of the Grand Strand is Thistle Golf Club in Calabash, North Carolina. The Thistle has 27 holes of golf, the Stewart 9, the McKay 9, and the Cameron 9. It was designed as a tribute to a couple of places in Scotland. You can check their website out. It tells you the whole story of Leith Golf Links. And so they've tried to make this, with a Scottish feel.
Yeah. And this one has 6 sets of tees as well. So it's ranging from 1,800 to 3,500. So it does make it playable for all levels.
Yep. It's received several accolades. I'll put up on the screen here because we don't want to read them all, but it's highly rated Golf Digest, Golf Advisor, Myrtle Beach Golf Insider. It's received tons of accolades for the quality of golf and the facilities.
Yeah, and it's an extremely first-class operation. I mean, the course is always in top-notch shape. Even the golf carts are first class.
Yeah, yeah, they were everything. It's a gated community, not far. In fact, it's almost across the street from the Pearl. In fact, I think we played both of them in the same day. So maybe we played Oyster Bay and then Thistle. But anyway, we played this one in the afternoon. It's a gated community, and they treat you like a honored guest from the time you go in to the time you leave. The tee times here, I believe, are 10 minutes apart rather than 8 like most places. So you're not on top of each other and you're not waiting all day. In fact, we played less than 3 hours. We played in the afternoon by ourselves.
Yeah.
So it was outstanding. Can't say enough about Thistle.
Really nice. Yeah. So lots of mounding and native grass. So it kind of gives it a little bit of a Scottish feel.
Yeah, they try to make it like the dunes you'd play in Scotland. It's terrific. All 3 nines, great layouts, variety of holes winding throughout the forest, and then you have some out in the open with big wide fairways. Now the cost is going to be a little higher than what you're going to pay in the Myrtle Beach area. I mean, this one and Caledonia and True Blue on the south side, the Dunes Club, if you stay at one of their resorts so you can play it, they'll be your higher ones. But again, I think we paid less than $100 in the afternoon. Again, like we said before, you can't play some of the resorts that we've gone to for a third of that. I mean, we paid 3 times that much at some places. So for $100, it's definitely worth the green fees to drive up there.
Absolutely.
All right, so there you have it. Our top 5 courses on the North Carolina side of the Grand Strand and Myrtle Beach. So please share your favorites on the North Carolina side of the Grand Strand in the comments below. We'd love to hear what your top 5 would be.
Yeah. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe below so that we can keep providing more content for couples like us who love to travel and play golf.
And check back next week as we rate the top 5 courses on the north end of Myrtle Beach on the South Carolina side. And then we'll continue our weekly rating of all of the courses that we've played in the Grand Strand.
And check out our other series on places like Bandon Dunes, Phoenix, Scottsdale area, Caribbean,
Yeah, Cabo, and Las Vegas, and all the other places that we played around the world. So we'll see you on the first tee someday. Hit them straight.